Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to episode 319 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Schwan.
How we doing?
Fantastic if you're not getting the cops called on you. As always, this is the Two Player Co-op Podcast where just about every week, except for last week, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about the world of video games if you like that.
In the world of video games?
Well, James sent a message. If you like that, make sure you like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and everyone in betwixt. If you only listen on audio services, that's cool too. Just make sure you leave a thumbs up, 5-star review, or whatever your service allows. If you really like us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop, where this podcast is brought to you by Derek Bamford. Also, John Tingley has a bar named after him.
That he does. I frequented it before I came over.
If you want to be a patron, our most popular tier is the $5 producer tier, which lets you watch us record the podcast live on YouTube as we are doing right now.
And watch as the cops show up at the house, at the studio,
I mean, that's not on video, but it happened. But some of our patrons deserve a shout out, just like our patron saints, Derek Bamford and John Tinkley. Derek and John, you pay $20. Give us a topic for a bonus episode. Okay?
And call in for it. Come on the show.
Oh,
you don't have to, but we'd love to have you.
Yes. Also, our affiliates, James Solar. Make sure you check out James Games and More on YouTube. Sarah Solar and Mom.
Nope. Shout out to Mom for purchasing a nice two-player co-op coffee mug.
Which you can get... Well, no, you suck.
Just put it right here.
As well as our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, Dustin Downs, and Chris Peralta. Make sure you check out PS Rewind on YouTube as well. Chris just had an unboxing of the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster 35th Anniversary Bundle. And yeah. But if you like cool t-shirts and coffee mugs, you can go to teespring.com/stores/2player-co-op. Sean.
Do they have stickers? Because you could put stickers on here. Actually, I don't know if you can put stickers on there.
We have stickers.
And say you can make your own mug, two-player co-op mug. But I wouldn't put stickers on
I wouldn't do it. Sean, you saw Mario.
I saw Mario. You also saw Mario. Did we already talk about it?
We did.
Okay. I saw Mario. We don't need to eat it and everything, but I loved it. I'm with you. It is the best video game thing ever. I'm not just going to say movies. Like, I put it above Castlevania. It's easily the best video game movie. I think it's the best video game thing.
Adaptation.
Yeah.
Better than Castlevania, really?
Yeah. I loved all... There's so... I think it cooled down, but in the beginning, it was like Leo.
This is what I said. I was
so... and then it calmed down, but
then you're like... Boom, 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 boom.
Like, I saw... who was it? I think it was Glass Joe on the wall. I'm like, oh, Glass Joe. I'm like, oh, it's the Punch Out, the Punch Out bar or whatever they call it. I'm like, okay, cool. Luigi's ringtone. Did you catch that? I didn't know if you would have caught that.
I got it after the fact because it's the GameCube, whatever.
Obviously, Charles Martinet was the dude.
He was the
guy in
Spike, whatever.
No, that was Sebastian Maniscalco. He was the guy right after the commercial aired, and I think Mario said to Luigi, like, I don't know, do you think the accents were too much? And then he's the guy playing the arcade, and he goes, I think it was a perfect wahoo, or whatever he says. But apparently, and I wondered about it, confirmed after, he was also Mario's dad in the movie. Mm. He's never, like, over the top, but that was also him. I don't know. Just...
What about the final fight?
I thought it was perfect.
Yes.
I'm guessing everybody that cares has probably already seen it, but I don't want to spoil anything. But like the way they did it, I thought was,
like I said,
perfect.
Luigi.
Yes. I'm trying to think of what other.
Chris Pratt.
He was perfect.
Yes.
Like in that the Super Mario Super Show, the Mario rap, whatever it's called, Now we're kind of spoiling things.
Well, I mean,
that was perfect. When he's going like full on Mario, like in that commercial, he sounds
I like that, John.
perfect. And then throughout the rest of the movie, when he's not being so over the top, I think it's still perfect.
But again, it made sense. Like he said before the movie, like when it comes out, you'll understand why I'm not like wahoo all the time. He did it for the commercial, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but he's also Chris Pratt with a little bit of an accent, but not like, oh, my name is Mario. Let's go and fix it the plumbing. Ha ha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Donkey Kong. Perfect. There was a few times.
There was 2 times.
There's one time, the one I showed you on Twitter, where he's just like. But then again, when I think it's right at the beginning of like the go-kart scene. And I think Donkey Kong just like pulls up to him. He does nothing, but he like pulls up and goes, and like pulls off. I'm like, ugh. It was awesome. Like as soon as it's on digital, I'm buying it. I'm gonna watch it. Like, I loved it. I don't think we're gonna get. I know Twitter is all a Twitter, like, ooh, Nintendo Cinematic. Oh, first of all, even just like the Nintendo title card, whatever, with like the little 8-bit Mario coming in and like the sound, like I would love a whole Nintendo cinematic universe. I don't think it's gonna happen. Like I think we will probably get. I think we'll get a Metroid thing someday. Zelda makes so much sense that I almost.
But
like,
the only problem is Link doesn't.
The
talk.
silent, yeah. But Mario doesn't usually either, other than just wahoo and here we go. And they made a whole movie. Like they can make it work.
Yes.
I don't think you need to literally have them all in the same universe. But I would love to just have Nintendo films. You know, like
NCU.
Yeah. But yeah, it was perfect. I loved it. My daughter loved it. Hot take.
Oh.
I think this Peaches thing is way overblown. I do not
like it.
It's not that I didn't like it, but
I mean,
just
it shouldn't be Billboard Top 100.
It's full on. Like I was telling my wife, I'm like, I think when Jack Black signed on as Bowser, he said, "I'll do it, but you got to let me
be me.
Say, forget Bowser. Let me just be Jack Black for a song," and that's what we got. Like, Peaches. Like, okay, it's fine, but like, everybody was making such a big deal about that song. I'm like, I love Jack Black, but I'm like, it's just okay, whatever. I think you guys were hyping that up a little too much.
Well, no,
but
like Chris
Jack Black as Bowser, yeah. Like when he sings, he just sounds like Jack Black.
Yes,
but outside of that, when he's Bowser, he sounds like Bowser, like from the games.
Yeah.
Like he was all the voice actors, I think, were perfect. I think you said the same thing. I would never have guessed that was Keegan-Michael Key as Toad.
No.
I mean, I knew it was going in, but like,
No.
It didn't sound anything like him.
You could have told me that was Troy Baker, and I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
there you go. Great song, overrated.
Yes. I mean, there's plenty more they can do. Like Mario never. I don't want to do spoilers.
Just
light spoilers for like 30 seconds. Not a big deal, but you've probably all already seen the movie. Starting now.
If you're live, mute.
Mario never even got like Fire Flower. Like, what?
But he got big.
He got big.
And then he takes Bowser and he goes.
I was like, if they don't do the tailspin, and then they did, I'm like,
okay,
perfect. Yeah. We kind of saw Yoshi, but we didn't really get Yoshi. Like, there's so many things that like they haven't even touched on. We didn't get, not that I was expecting it, but like you can do Wario and Waluigi,
Wart,
like Yoshi, Wart maybe. Like, there's so many things you can do. You can do all the Rosalina, like Galaxy type stuff. There's so much stuff they can do.
Oh my God, the freaking star in the cage stole the entire
yeah.
Oh, life sucks and I'm about to die. Wahoo!
I just need that sweet release of death. Yeah.
Also, shit. Oh yeah. So Yoshi, like there's a scene where Mario is like, he comes over here and then there's 100 Yoshis.
Right.
Then it's like post credits.
Yeah. We got a glimpse. Still spoilers if you played.
It's fine.
We got a glimpse of. I don't know why it bothered me.
The star was hilarious. Thank you, Chris.
We got a glimpse of Diddy and Dixie. You can bring them in more of a capacity in the future. I kind of wish they weren't like. I think it was Cranky or maybe it was Donkey Kong. Remember, who was like, "Hey, look at it. There's Diddy Kong and he likes it or whatever." I'm like, you didn't have to make it so. I just show them in the crowd. Let people be like, "Oh my God, that's him." You don't have to be like, "And here's just a picture of Diddy Kong hanging out." And I'm like, that was a bit much. But I did not really like. Who was it? Was it Fred Armisen? I'm trying to think of who Cranky Kong's voice was. It was somebody like that. And I'm like, that's not. We've never heard Cranky Kong talk before. But in all the like Donkey Kong Country games where he's like narrating and stuff, that's the last thing I would have expected his voice to sound like. Yeah. I thought that was an odd choice, but I mean, it's so minuscule. Who
Did
cares?
you like the DK rap?
Oh, that was the other thing. Yes. I'm glad that got in there a little bit.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
So the star was hilarious. John says
it was Fred Armisen. Okay.
John says, wasn't Link a character in Captain N? They also had the Link CDI game. I think he had a voice. Yes, as well as the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Well, excuse me, princess.
But, and again, I love those cartoons, but they made Link like, like they made him so stupid, but they were so much fun. I think a Zelda movie can obviously work. I think the obvious choice, if they don't do a sequel next, is Metroid.
I almost think Zelda maybe should be a series. I think that works better as a series than a movie.
Every video game thing should, besides Mario. I mean,
I think Metroid
should be a series.
I mean, it could be. I think Metroid would work fine as a movie. Zelda, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it could work, but you can't just show Link going into a dungeon and then another dungeon and then another dungeon. Like,
well, yeah, but you can have him going, pew, pew, come with me, princess.
Yeah. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. I mean, it exceeded my expectations. 10 out of 10. I mean, I can't wait to watch it again.
It was perfect. Yep. Okay, just as an FYI to everyone out there, as Dustin said in our Discord, apparently Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has leaked. Why do people
How does that
suck?
happen? Like,
well, because
Nintendo
people have review codes now. It's like 11 days out, so people are just like, oh, by the way, I don't care. You'll never find who I am. I'm going to break the embargo.
Yeah.
All self-assured and satisfied.
That sucks.
Yeah. So
I love that
FYI,
Nintendo
be
didn't
careful.
give Kotaku a review code. Did you see that?
No, but that makes me so happy. I didn't know that.
But
That's
now,
awesome.
I mean, like, don't let anybody review your. You're Nintendo. You will be fine without
It's
reviews.
freaking Zelda,
especially for Zelda. Be like, no, we're not giving review codes.
Did they say why?
They didn't, but somebody on Twitter was like, there was some stupid thing about they were making a big deal about like some kind of slur from some game or some I don't remember. But the other thing was when Kotaku was like, hey, here's how you can emulate Metro whatever it is, or not Dread. Here's how you can emulate, and I'm like, well, okay, I don't really blame them, but
screw you guys. I'm going home. Anything else, Sean?
I thought there was something else I wanted to bring up, but now I don't know.
Any other teenagers kick your door down?
No, they have not shown back up yet. I don't know. I got nothing.
All right, Sean, what have you played these past 2 weeks?
I got
Other
my
than the big one.
first platinum since January. High 4.
Yes! Holy crap, really?
Yeah. I got some things to say. So I got the platinum for RE4 Remake. My first ever Resident Evil platinum. I do want to go back and get Village, but that'll wait. Not terribly difficult, not even terribly time consuming, but like not terribly complicated. Like there were some games I've gotten platinums where it's like I have to make sure I do this and I do this, and then when I get here I got to remember to do, like nothing like that. You had to beat the game without healing. You had to beat the game only using handguns and knives. I combined those into one. You can do it on New Game Plus.
Okay.
And so I had my fully upgraded Red 9 and Krauser's knife, all that. So it wasn't terrible for the most part. If I could have healed, it would have been fine. The hardest part of that, I think, it was the final boss, who I never thought was very difficult.
Right.
But when you're trying to do it with a pistol, it's tough, especially when you can't heal.
But do you get life back when you save or anything? Or oh my!
So I played the whole game at like yellow because I did it on
easy,
whatever,
story,
easy
whatever.
To where when there's no enemies around, it goes right up right till it turns yellow.
Okay.
So basically, I can get hit probably one time, and then the second time will kill me. So the final boss was tough. Other than that, that wasn't too bad. Then I had to beat it on professional.
Can you do?
But all you have to do is
Plus?
beat it. You don't have to get the S+, which is basically speedrunning it. You just have to beat it. So I did that on New Game like Plus.
Right.
After saving up all my money from my pistol and handgun run to be able to buy the infinite rocket launcher to use that on professional. The hardest part about that was not killing mainly
Yourself?
Ashley and also myself.
Yeah.
The other hard parts, Del Lago, can't use a rocket launcher there, so you're stuck just throwing the harpoons at him.
But it seemed easy.
It's a lot harder this way because he takes way more hits.
Okay.
And you can only crash into something like 3 times and you're dead. So you have to like pay attention to where he goes and make sure you're steering the right way to go around like the logs and stuff. That wasn't terrible, but it was kind of tough. One of the hardest parts was the ballroom with all the little flying bugs. Because you can't, they're hard to kill with a rifle.
Yes.
Unless you see them camouflage, you can just pick them off. Like, but when they're flying, I had to just grab my pistol and just pew, 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 which wasn't even a good pistol because I had already sold all my stuff. So I just had like stock pistol. So that's what I had to use to kill most of them. That room was difficult because there's a lot of them.
Yes.
And they take a decent amount of hits when your handgun is not leveled up and it's on professional.
And that's the one where you got to get to the gate, like things, right?
Yeah, you had to open the thing, climb up there, open the thing. That room sucked. Also, the first Krauser fight sucked because it's just a knife fight. So you're on professional, you don't get to use your rocket launcher. You're just
right.
So, and you can't just L1, L. You have to like time the parries and stuff. I screwed that up because I didn't even have my good
knife.
No, I had, what did I do? I had the good knife. I had when you get all the statues, which I did also in the handgun and knives run. I had that, but I never thought to like level it up. So I got to him and I'm like, oh, I really wish I leveled that up. So like it wasn't as strong as it could have been. So he took way more hits than he should have, whatever. But eventually I beat that. Final boss was easy when you've got a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Then I had to do
shots, right?
Yeah, you basically shoot him once, cutscene, shoot him again, game over.
Yeah.
So then I had to do the 2 speed runs. They weren't bad at all. You had to speed run on standard, speed run on hardcore. Oh, the other thing about professional is there's no autosaves. So there were some times where like you have to come back a little further than you might like. But that was just an inconvenience more than anything. Speed runs weren't bad at all. I think I beat it on, so standard you had to beat 5 hours. Hardcore you had to beat 5.5, and I think I beat them both around 4 hours. I learned something. I did standard first. I learned some things that I used on hardcore, and it barely took me any longer. The other hard one with the pistols was the room with the 2 Garradors, the Wolverine guys. That was also surprisingly difficult on the hardcore.
Oh.
So for standard and hardcore, I had unlocked the Chicago, what do they call it in this? Chicago Sweeper, I think, and the hand cannon. Unlimited ammo. But those guys are still hard to hit. And on hardcore, even with the hand cannon, I think fully upgraded by that point to the back, they still took like 2 or 3 hits. And there's so many dudes, like that room sucked, but it really sucked with the pistol. Yeah, anyways, I did all that, and then the only thing I had left yesterday was getting an S on all the shooting range things.
Oh, God.
That wasn't terrible. There were some that took me like 7 or 8 tries, but a lot of them I beat in like 1 or 2 tries.
Did you have to do any mercenary stuff or no?
You didn't have to. I had to do, that was the other thing. I had to do the mercenaries where you get S on all the stages, which wasn't too bad.
That's what I heard, yeah.
To get the hand cannon. The only other way to get the hand cannon before mercenaries was to beat professional with like I think an S, which they don't, you have to do on not New Game Plus.
Yeah.
So you don't have to get, I don't think it's like an S plus. I think it's an S, which would mean beating it in like 8 hours or something. And I think I was just over 8 hours, but I screwed up my time management. But you would have to beat that. You would have to beat professional without New Game Plus. So you can't do the infinite rocket launcher.
Right.
And there may even be a thing that says you can't do, I think you also couldn't use your bonus weapon. So even if you had unlocked the Chicago Sweeper or whatever,
or the regular hand,
you can't even use that.
Yeah.
Like you need to just beat the game from scratch with the normal weapons. And maybe it wasn't a speed run. Maybe you just have to beat it in that mode. But it was way easier to get that gun through mercenaries.
Yeah.
And there's no way around it because one of the trophies is to get all the weapons. So the only way to get that trophy, I could have beaten the game without the hand cannon.
Yeah.
But the only way to get that gun is either mercenaries or beating professional. So I did the mercenaries. But yeah, it's all done. In the end, I beat it my normal time, handguns and knives, professional with the rocket launcher, speedrun. So I think I beat it 5 times.
Nope.
All total probably
50?
No, I think 30, 35 hours probably.
Oh, okay.
I haven't checked, but like the first one I think I was like 18 hours or so. I still don't remember what it was. The second time with just pistols and handguns, I think, or pistols and handguns and knives, I think I beat it in like 12 hours, 10 or 12 hours. And that was also trying to get all the treasures and stuff.
Right.
The professional rocket launcher, I think I beat it just over 8. But there's this thing where if you die and then you hit continue, your time is still running. So for the speed runs, what you're supposed to do is anytime you die, quit and then load up your save. And you haven't lost any progress, so you're right back where you would have been. But the game resets back to your time from before instead of just keeping it running. And so when I kept dying to Krauser, I kept dying to Del Lago or whatever other places I kept dying, the clock was running. When if I was just reloading every time, it wouldn't have been. So I ended up just over 8 hours for that. But yeah, the actual speedruns weren't bad at all with unlimited ammo. If I didn't have that, then forget about it. But
how was the fight against 2 Los Gigantes? Gigantes.
With the rocket launcher, it was fine.
Was it like one shot?
Rocket launcher just. You can even shoot the giant
in the middle.
At the castle that's throwing the rocks at you. You don't need to bring the cannon. You can just shoot him with a rocket.
Did you hit the bell in the opening with the rocket launcher?
I hit it. What did I? I did hit it with the rocket launcher. Yeah, and it worked. It worked perfectly.
God.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know. Yeah, it was. None of it was terrible. I've definitely had much more difficult platinums, but I'm happy to put this game aside finally. Yeah, I beat it 5 times.
So I could do it, or no?
You could. I don't know if you definitely could. I don't know that you would have the patience for it, but you could do it.
Okay.
If you follow the path that I did, which is kind of the smart way to do it and also trying to minimize, like maybe if you split up your handguns and knives run and your no healing run, maybe honestly, you'd probably be better off the no healing run with the rocket launcher,
Right.
rather than trying to combine it with the handgun. Yeah. But I think you could do it, but I don't think you will. But I think you could.
Okay. Anything else other than what we've got down?
That's it.
All right. So we both played the Street Fighter 6 demo. And I will say, I wish there was more than 2 characters. I will say that. But it was super fun. And playing it with my 9-year-old, he was like, Dad, are we going to get this? I'm like, yep, okay. Pre-order, boom, download. Okay, whatever. Yeah. It's not preloading yet. But I really liked it. I will say this. So you get to play as Ryu and Luke. Ryu, screw it. Ryu freaking rules. I cannot wait to play as Ken or Keen, yes. Kina. Kane. I cannot wait. This game was so much fun. When you're playing against the computer, it's okay. But it was like playing against Casey. I was like, obviously, I'm like, But then, like, he beat me one round. I was like, okay.
All right, that's enough.
Hard punch, hard kick. And then it's like light punch, light kick. I chained one time. I jumped at him. I hit him. Uppercut. I did the hard punch, hard kick. I did the shadow thing where I was like, boom. Then I went, boom, boom, shinku, boom. I took away half his life. It was freaking awesome. Like,
did you feel good about yourself?
Yes. The hell with 9-year-olds. It was so much fun. They sliced the demo down because the PC crowd cracked the beta. Fred Flintstone. Okay. Yeah. Also Fred Hermanson. But so I pre-ordered it. I'm in. What are your thoughts? You're not in.
I'm not going to get it. I thought it was fun. I still think Street Fighter 4 Ultra is
perfect.
Peak.
Yeah.
This reminded me of the little I played of 5. Even though it seems like it should be identical to 4.
To me,
I feel like 5
better than 5.
I feel like 5 should be identical to 4, and I feel like 6 should also be identical to 4. I don't think 5 was. I think 6 is closer to 5. I can't put my finger on it, but something about the way it controls or how your guy moves or something, I think it's closer to 5 than 4.
Like they're
and
heavy.
People might be like,
they're heavy.
Duh. Like, okay. That's,
we're not.
I don't think that's controversial, but like, I thought it was fine. It's in the end, it's just more Street Fighter. It's cool that the actual game will have pretty much all the old characters back. Mm-hmm. But I'm also like, well, I'm only going to be Ryu, Ken, and Akuma, so who cares?
Well, you're not.
Well, yeah.
Well, Akuma. Well, so the year 1 characters are AKI, Rashid, Ed, and Akuma.
Yeah.
Or Aki. I don't know.
I thought it was fine. I mean, it's Street Fighter. It still feels like Street Fighter, but it's like...
Oh. You played with commentary.
I turned it on for one match. It was terrible.
I never even tried it.
It was awful. I hate everything about it. It was fine. I'm not going to get it because I don't really have anybody to play with. I'm not going to play online. I'm just not. I'm looking forward to when we inevitably do tournaments and stuff. Like, I'm looking forward to that, but I don't need to get this game.
I cannot wait for this frickin' game. I love it. I love, like, the graffiti. Like, the first time I saw it, the first trailers and the gameplay and everything, I was like, what is all this, like, splashes of color? Like, it's friggin' Splatoon, whatever. But, like, when I was playing it, it makes every hit feel like it matters. But also, that kind of pause in the gameplay for, like, a split second. For a split second, it's almost like easier to do counters or combos, but it's also like, I don't know. So I understand. I think it was medium punch, medium kick is throw. Hard punch, hard kick is the whole boom, boom, graffiti everywhere, whoa, bam, and then you can combo it. I don't know what the light punch, light kick thing is. You just turn blue and you're like, bah. So again, I'm not Evo, I'm not a pro, anything like that. but I cannot wait to see how to actually use that in fights. I didn't do any training or anything like that. I was just like, I want to play it with my kids. I played it with Nick. I played it with Casey. And that's the main reason I'm getting it, is because, yeah, it's a new Street Fighter. I want to get it. Also, I know it's going to have an arcade mode, unlike Street Fighter V at launch. But, like, of the 2 games coming out on that day, Diablo 4, Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6. All day.
Yeah.
Period. Are you going to get Diablo 4? I know.
No, but I'm probably closer to getting Diablo than Street Fighter, but I'm not getting Diablo either.
But, so we're down for a tournament.
Oh, yeah. You'll beat
Friday.
me. You'll beat me. Well, if it's right when it comes out,
It's
maybe
the day
not.
it comes out.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like if we did it a month or 2 later, you would beat me like...
Well, I mean, we can do that too.
Yeah.
And you might buy it.
I don't know. Maybe.
Dude, I was okay online with 4 and the 30th.
I mean, I've only been playing Street Fighter for 30 years or something,
yeah.
so I should be able
32.
to hold my own. But, yeah.
So it was awesome. But, Sean, the big topic this week is Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I played it for 10 and a half hours. You have played it for less.
Yeah, I don't know how much, but I would guess 4 or 5 hours.
Oh,
I just beat
okay.
the Force Temple.
Okay. So wait, you know who the bad guy is?
I don't know if I know who some bad guys are. I don't know. Is that like the bad guy?
Well,
Are you talking?
yeah.
Also, I love that that's his name.
I know, but it's not pronounced
it's
the same way. But still, I was like, oh my God, Colin!
Yeah.
I love that he goes, and you're like, whoa!
But yeah,
Not gonna lie, Sean, you got to get it. We got to have a fight night with all of us. Yes, that would be awesome too. Street Fighter 6. All right, so Star
maybe.
Wars.
I was very hesitant going. So I bought it the day of. I didn't get to play it until... I don't think I played till Sunday. Because Friday I was busy finishing up RE4 Platinum. And Saturday I just didn't have a chance. But I was like, all right, I'm done with RE4. I got to at least play the game somewhat so we have something to talk about. And it hooked me pretty much right away.
Yep.
This is hands down better than the first one.
Yep.
I think it looks better. I wasn't a big fan of Cal in the first one. I thought he was just kind of a doofus. Now I'm like, I like this guy. I think he's way cooler. I don't remember much about the first one, but the combat seems a lot better in this one.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm really liking it. I'm not too invested in the story yet. I'm just like, I'm loving the game. But there have been plenty of times, especially because when I play, I'm usually in kind of tight windows where I'm like, I am tempted to skip this cutscene because I just want to get back and like play more. Like when I'm talking to, what's his name? It's not a spoiler. Grease, whatever his name is. Grease.
Yeah.
Greezo. I'm thinking of Greedo. And I'm like, I like you, but like, can we just let me get back out there and fight? So I'm not totally invested in the story yet. But I still love the game. I would say right now we haven't had a whole lot. There's a lot more to come. I would say it's already probably my number 2 game. Like, I think it's already, or at least certainly going to end up above Dead Space.
Yes.
I think right now it's RE4 Jedi.
That's me too. I think,
and honestly, I don't think this is going to surpass RE4, but the little I've played, I'm like, maybe. Like, it's got a shot.
Yeah.
I just think it's very, very good.
So I'm 10
way
and a half
better than
hours
I
in.
expected.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot about the map from the first one, other than
the map seems
but
more
it seems
useful.
like something about now. It's like it's easier to see the levels, and like there's the yellow gates, the red gates, the green gates, whatever.
It makes navigation a lot easier.
Yes.
The only thing I don't like,
and
unless I'm doing something wrong.
Assist, by the way.
What is that?
So it's you can see like the big like the Jedi whatever like the rebellion symbol way over here. That's where you're trying to go. If you turn on navigation assist, then you can see like well based on where you're
to get there, go here first or
go
whatever.
Here, and then after you go there, you can pull up the map and it's like okay, go here because this
I don't know
world
if I
is
have
massive.
that. Yeah,
I turn that on. It's like okay, I want to explore this whole world. That's how good this game is. But I'm like. I am loving the story so far. I don't know if it's because the last Star Wars thing that I really cared about. I didn't watch Andor. I've not watched season 3 of Mando. It was Rise.
Did you ever watch
Skywalker.
Obi-Wan?
No.
Yeah.
This is like it's filling in gaps of the story that I care about. And when the bad guy shows up, by the way, when there was a cut scene, I was like. Bad guy. Also, at the beginning, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, oh no. Oh, I'm a Jedi, but I got handcuffs on. Like, come on. Like, slight spoiler, but whatever. There was emotional stuff at the beginning.
Yeah.
Coruscant, I mean, it's not a spoiler. It's been in trailers and stuff, but you start the game on Coruscant, and just seeing it was like, I know episode 2 sucked. I get that.
But it was cool,
concept,
like, just, yeah.
Yes. Like, when they talk about, oh, God, what do they call them? Jetways or... They talk about, like, the quote-unquote roads that these flying speeders are going on. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. This game... Okay, so my only complaint, I've said it in the Discord 100 times now, have you had any performance issues?
The only issues I've had were like, I guess I would call it pop-in, but it's like texture pop-in. Where like I'll turn there's a wall and it looks like this. It looks like this, and then all of a sudden it turns into like a rock wall. Like there's weird little like texture pop-ins, but I haven't had any. I wouldn't say I've had any frame rate issues. The only thing I've had, and I think it's on purpose, is like the cutscenes seem like they're like 24 or 30 frames.
I had one
but then when I'm actually playing, everything's a buttery smooth 60. But anytime it goes to like a cutscene, it looks like it's 24 or 30 or something. I'm like, I don't know if that's like a stylistic choice because it is
I don't think
constant. So. Like it's never, doesn't like seem to change much. It is a constant 24 or 30, whatever. But when I'm playing, as far as I can tell, it seems like a constant 60. I've only had those weird texture issues that are a minor annoyance at worst.
So I had one weird thing. So where are you at now? What planet?
I haven't left
Coruscant? Kobo?
Kobo. I haven't left Kobo yet, but I think I'm about to.
When you're like, if you do this, it's not...
I haven't had any issues, no.
Well, whatever.
So the only issue I've had, going back to the map, unless I'm screwing something up, I don't know, you can like pan basically with the left stick, rotate with the right, zoom.
R2, yeah.
But there are times where I go to the map and then I hit left stick and it's like it goes like it's zooming. I'm like, nope, didn't touch R2. I was just trying to pan. Well, and then I zoom out. Okay. And then when I start doing left stick, then it just starts moving around. But it's like when I go to the map, the first time I use the left stick, it zooms instead of panning. And I'm like, what is happening?
I will say
it happens every time.
Because I've had it happen in gameplay too. If your finger is on L2 or R2.
No, it's definitely not that.
Okay. Because I've had times where I jump and Cal's like, boom, boom, and I'm like, dude, oh, my fingers are on there. Sorry,
no, I haven't had any issues with that. But when I'm in the map, if you zoom, you're like, let me zoom in a little bit. R2,
yeah,
like that zoom is a little too sensitive.
Like, chill, bro.
But whatever. But yeah, that's probably my biggest complaint right now. Oh, I'm playing pretty much exclusively with what I have right now, just one lightsaber. I don't mind the double. I do not like the dual wield. when they made you do that in the one fight, I just thought it was so like
Really?
I want to be like, and he's like,
Well,
it seemed like so slow and clunky. I'm like, I'm holding 2 lightsabers and you're just fighting like this.
well,
It just seems so. I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, give me my 1 lightsaber back, and I play. I'd never switch it now.
so how many stances do you
3
have right now?
Okay. 1. I've got single, double,
And then
and dual. I guess.
Okay, to me, easily my favorite is the duel
Really?
because you get the hang of it, especially when you're running. He's going. If they're like, pew, 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 pew.
I only used it in the one fight where they made you.
Yeah.
And it just felt so like just slow. Like I'm like, if I'm holding 2 lightsabers, I don't know why he's fighting the way. It's like he's just doing the same thing with both that he would do with one. Instead of going like this, he's going like this. So it's just
Well, I will say when you upgrade,
Like-
all of a sudden you're like,
Really?
yeah, it's awesome. The 4th stance you get, not a spoiler, you get a blaster. Okay, story
Oh, okay.
related. It's in the trailers, whatever.
That's one thing that I'm like, when I see a dude and I throw my lightsaber and I can't reach him, I'm like,
It's so
I
annoying.
wish.
I
So it's
wish
good
it
to
was
know
like God
there
of
will
War.
be a
Yeah.
blaster. I'm like, I wish I could, but okay, good.
So what I'm using right now, and I was DMing with James before this, so I use the dual wield, and I use the other one that I'm not going to spoil for you.
So you've got 5?
I've got all 5.
Oh, there's only 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
My only complaint is that you can only have 2 at a time. You should at least have 3. Give BD 1, another button, whatever.
That's another thing. I don't like when there's like a chest thing to open. I don't like that sometimes you hit down so BD can open it, and sometimes you hit the right
it's
stick
R3, yeah.
so you can open it. So I'll go up to 1 and I'll hit down. I'm like, oh crap, I should have hit R3. But by the time I've already hit down, I've gone into BD scope mode, and then I hit R3 to open it, and now I'm into like BD binocular modes. I'm like, I just want to open this chest, so I have to like back out of that, and then that gets annoying. I'm like, just let me just either have it all be down so BD can do it, or
Right.
all be right stick. I don't know why some chests are one way. It's
That-
driving me nuts.
So
But
that's one other complaint. I
again,
have.
all my complaints are stupid.
they're
little
minor,
minuscule.
and
things.
this is too. But it's the same as the first game. Is that it's like a lot of the chests you open are just cosmetic.
I love I opened a chest and I got a beard. I'm like, why was a beard
Like,
in this chest?
What are we talking
Like
about?
from a video game
I get it,
perspective,
but
okay,
like-
but like
The last thing I got.
it's one thing to
from a
open
chest-
it and get an outfit. Like, okay, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
there's clothes in there, but I
then
got
you
a
get
beard.
colors, and then you get a beard. The last thing I got was a bun. I'm like, I'm not giving Cal a man bun. He is too cool for that. There's no way.
From what I've read, this seems like a pretty doable platinum too.
Okay,
It's
I haven't
like
looked at anything.
They basically said you can do it in one playthrough because there's like free roam
Yep.
at the end.
Okay.
And it's like, play the game. Don't go crazy exploring everywhere because, like God of War, there's a lot of places
There's a
you'll
lot.
get to that
Yes.
you can't do anything because you don't have that ability yet.
Have
or
you
whatever.
ran into the green doors with the lasers and whatever?
like
you
a,
walk up to doors,
like a
like-
green force field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like
The other thing I'm annoyed about, which I think I missed, I think it was for like a, what do they call it? Not a favor, a rumor.
rumor.
And it was on Kobo or whatever. And I think because I saw something similar later on, I saw a wall that I thought you had to get one of the walking or rolling bomb things and
Yeah.
blast it. But then I saw one similar later on, and I just L2'd it and went, and like force pulled it open. I'm like, crap. That looks like that last one. That
Yeah.
was not a bomb wall. I could have just pulled it open. And now I'm like, I don't even remember where I saw that now, and I'm just kind of annoyed. But
There's a lot of L2R2 stuff. Also, there's a trophy which I got by accident for like this one time. This Imperial trooper was like, "Oh, there's Caucasus," and then all of a sudden these 3 friggin' rolling bomb things come. I was like, "Oh, wham!" And it's like, they all died. It was like, oh, trophy. Kill 3 people with one, or kill 3 enemies with one bomb. And I was like,
I haven't gotten that.
hell yeah. Okay.
The only accidental ones I've gotten were where you can like Jedi mind trick them into like fighting each other.
Yeah.
If you have one unit kill an identical unit.
Oh,
So I got that one.
Okay.
And then I got the little bomb, what are they called? Those little fox creatures There's a part where you can go up and pet them.
Yeah.
And the trophy is
It's
like,
like,
can
you
you
can
pet
pet the
the
bottle. Yeah,
whatever? So
whatever.
those are the only two I've gotten that were not just like story related, I think. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's way, I think it's,
Again,
I remember Fallen Order. I would say it was like an 8 out of 10. Like it was a good game.
I said 7.5 to 8, and
but
everybody yelled at me.
But it had like a lot of issues. I think this, despite the issues other people are having, I'm right now it's like a 10.
Right now, if they fix the performance tomorrow, which they're going to do, this is like, it's like 1A, 1B with RE4. This game is so friggin' good. It's better than I thought it could be. Also, I'm so scared because somebody said something on Twitter about BD1. Like, if you kill BD1, I swear to God. And I'm like, yeah, if you kill BD1, I'm not buying the third game. I'm done. I know it's a robot. It's a stupid little robot, whatever, but like, you cannot kill BD1. I like the mind trick stuff. The environment so far. So I've been to, I think, 4 planets. Well, 3 and not a planet, but are really cool. Also, because I got subtitles on because I'm old and I can't hear.
I do the same thing.
Oh my God. BD1's subtitles.
BD1.
Beep, beep, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop. I love it so much. So I don't know if you saw it, James and I talking in the Discord about that enemy type on the second planet.
I don't know. I don't think I saw. Okay.
When they showed up, I was like, oh my God, thank you. And they are so perfect in their stupidity. And they're like, oh, there's a Jedi. Oh God, he's going to kill me. Oh, I got him. Ooh. It's so good. It's so freaking good. Also, there's other enemies from that era that are in this that are so freaking good. It seems like there's a lot of mini boss and boss battles that are just in the environment. Yeah. Did you fight the...
No, but I saw, was it, what's his name? Gene
Park?
Gene Park, maybe.
That kicked
Somebody
my ass.
tweeted like, oh, this Rancor or something. I'm like, okay, well, oops. I didn't mean to say it, but spoiler alert. Apparently there's a Rancor. I haven't even seen it. So I don't know if I missed it or if I'm just not there yet. But.
You have to. So there's a side quest where you can find it. I didn't do the side quest. I just was like,
look all around.
Gotta find it. No, but I was like, here's a cave. I'm going to go explore. I'm going to, and I was like, it's like, oh, there's a blue thing over there. I love the blue things that are like, so there's the Force echoes and all that, and that's good for the story. But then there's also the blue things that are like a rupee or whatever, and it's like,
and it gives you like more health or force or
whatever.
Okay, is it just me? The force moves like you're trying. Well, I use the single blade, but like I hit triangle and he does like spin attack, or you hold triangle and it's like a thrust.
Yeah.
Neither does that much more damage than just
I don't even use
square. Okay, I'm like, I don't understand the point of this.
The whole point in this
I understand like crowd control. If you're surrounded, you can do the spin move. Okay, but like, I just don't feel like they're that worth it.
I don't use it. The whole point of this game, like the big thing, and I will say the combat in this game is amazing. I cannot remember if I said that already, but I feel like it's way better than the first game. And in this, like, it's all about the parries. But the parries in this, and again, I'm playing on what I'm playing on, but it seems like it's easier to parry. And the whole the whole thing is looking at their block bar, getting it down. The only thing I hate is when, have you had any stormtroopers with shields come up to you?
Yeah, they suck.
I'm like, well,
I just don't like that I can go up and go like square, and then they hit me.
Like,
I'm like, you can't combo break me. Like, what is it? Like, let me finish my combo. So, but
also, I could cut through your freaking shield. What are we talking about? But when you hit them like 5-6 times,
it eventually breaks.
And then you're like, what? Oh my God. Have you had any double team moves in this with B or anything? Have you met M yet? M? No, I don't think so.
Like from James Bond?
No, I don't know. I have no idea what that means.
M.
From the first game.
Oh, wait, no. I don't know who. But no, I mean, no, I haven't. I can't even think of who it is.
Well, I mean, the whole.
Oh, from the. Okay, hang on. Okay. I'm recalibrating. I know what you said, but in my mind, I heard first movie. I'm like, Mace Windu? No, he's dead.
No, that was not the first movie.
He wasn't. Oh yeah, he wasn't. He didn't show up till the second one. Okay, first game.
No, but I'm saying the first movie. Was
other than like cutscenes, no.
Okay, she's awesome, and I want them to just be like, let's be.
It seems
happy.
very. And I probably had the same thought when I played Fallen Order. It gives me huge Guardians of the Galaxy vibe. Which Guardians of the Galaxy kind of is like, there's Star Wars vibes there, but this game and more Fallen Order, just like the ragtag crew of people on their ship.
And the
like,
comedy.
It definitely it feels very much like Guardians.
What else? Oh, I like, and I do not remember in the first game, maybe you will, but the whole Dark Souls thing, when you die, it's like find your enemy.
Oh, yeah.
And get your stuff back. Was that in the first game?
I don't think
James,
it was.
John, let me know.
Yeah, I'm sure they could tell us. I don't remember that. The other thing that I'm pretty sure it probably was in the first game, but
I slandered Fallen Order. I deserve to be yelled at. What are you talking? Well, how did I slander it? It was fine. 7.5.
The thing that bothered
8,
me,
maybe.
and I'm starting to get I've got the hang of it now, but I think because I've played so much Soulsborne games, there were so many times I would meditate and then get up and walk away. And then I'd be like, oh, I have no health because I didn't rest when I meditated. Yeah, so I'll meditate, and I'm like, I've got to rest while I'm here.
Yeah.
I can't just meditate. So that took a little
I
getting
will
used
say,
to.
it seems like in this game, when you meditate, yes, you guys, I never said it was a bad game. Y'all would love the first game if you played it today. Actually, I should go back and play the PS5 version.
I mean, if this game holds up
I may go back
the way it
and
is
get
so
the
far,
platinum,
I could see going back, yeah.
I will say, it seems like when you meditate in this game, dash block, it seems like when you meditate in this game, it's always a safe space. It's like Resident Evil 4 save rooms compared to Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So whenever I meditated, it's like, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to go back that way right now, so I don't care if they respawn. Eventually, I'm going to meditate.
Respawn.
Shut up. Your main criticism was that it was too hard or something. No, my main criticism was there was too much sliding, which I will say in this, there's not as much sliding.
Not nearly as much.
The map was garbage. The difficulty spikes were ridiculous, no matter what difficulty level you play on. And also, the combat was not refined. It wanted to be Dark Souls, but it was not Dark Souls, Elden Ring, anything, Bloodborne, name it. It was not that. It was not what it was trying to be. It was a proof of concept, and it did a good job at that, and now they perfected it. Kevin played it before trying Demon Souls or Elden Ring. I legitimately think that you'd really like... No, I played Bloodborne. I played Bloodborne before this, and Bloodborne has much better combat than Fallen Order. What are we talking about? This is a Everybody Hates Kevin episode. Everybody Hates Chris. That was a good show. Do you remember that?
I think you had me watch an episode or two. It was fine.
It was really good. Anyways... Jesus Christ, Kevin, it's the same combat. No, it's not. It is so much smoother and better in this. This is such...
I couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
I mean, I can't either. But I'm saying I'm gonna stick to my high ground.
It's over. I have the high ground.
You are the chosen one.
I hate you. Fantastic movie. I feel like Twitter is starting to come around on that movie. I'm like,
they've been coming around for
you.
years now. Yes.
Great
Episode
movie.
1 is the worst. As bad as episode 2 is, episode 1 is worse because hey, listen.
There's an argument to be made. Episodes 1 through 9, not Rogue. I'm not going to count Solo. Throw Rogue in there.
I was wrong.
1 through 9 and Rogue. 10 movies.
It's
Throw Solo in there
5
too.
or better.
11 movies. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's an argument to be made that it's number 4. I would put it below Rogue, Empire.
No,
and
I would put it 5 or 6.
I I don't know.
It's easily of the movies that have come out since
It's
1999.
it's definitely better than
it's
1,
number
2,
two.
7, 8, 9. I'm not as high on 7 as you are. I think 8 and
it's
9
retrospect,
ruin the whole trilogy.
Right. But
Like,
7, if you just watch it in a bubble, it's amazing because it's just one. It's 4, 5, and 6 in one movie.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, anyways, the boss is a badass. Have you rode any animals yet?
The bird, yeah.
Okay. There's others, and they're so stupid. Look, I'm like, they're amazing. The puzzles. Have you had any puzzles? I mean, like limited. Like the one thing I like about these puzzles is they're puzzles you have to solve, but they're not overly complicated and obtuse. Like it seems like the puzzles, if you get in a room and then you get to this point where you've got these laser things that you got to redirect and do this.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
I mean, the only puzzles I can think of are when you are when you fall through the ground and you find Z and you have to like get the ball and move it to here to create the bridge.
Right.
Like that's the closest thing I could think of to a puzzle so far.
So have you found any of the shrine things yet?
I found what do they call it? Something Echo, where it's like a time trial thing, and I'm like running to get to the end.
Oh, I haven't found that.
It was on Kobo. I think it was behind a waterfall. I saw a waterfall. I'm like, well, I'm going behind it, and sure enough,
Oh, so the T-Rex is like
it was called Shattered something or some. I don't remember. But anyways, you're like it's like a platform, like jump and jump and jump and jump, and there's like this force field coming at you, and it's always on one half or the other. And every time you jump, it switches. If this is on and this is off, when you jump, now this one's on and this one's off. And so you're like jumping from platform to platform, but you're like, okay, I'm about to jump here. But if I do that, that platform or that force field is going to turn on. So I don't want to jump there. I'm going to,
sounds like Mario 3D
That's the only
World.
thing I've seen. And I think you beat it. There's like a timer, but it's counting up. It's not counting down like you've got 20 seconds. It's just counting up. And
Get
I beat
your
it.
best score, yeah.
And it gave me like a
Bye,
skill.
John.
It gave me a skill point. I'm
Sorry
like,
you hate me.
I'm like, I don't know. Did
Kidding.
I guess.
Kidding.
I guess I did well.
So
But that's
one
the only
that I found,
thing I would consider anything like that.
the one that I found was more. It was with the electric balls that you put and you make a bridge, but then you got to take this one and walk over this bridge so you can take this ball and put it up here.
All
You can
those
take
sections
that
I've
ball.
been to give me big Ratchet and Clank vibes. That's what all those reminded me of. Like, put the ball here to make a bridge. Ooh, now you can cross the bridge. Okay, now take that ball and put it over there so I can go over that. And like, it was giving me Ratchet and Clank flashbacks.
Yeah, and I love the story, so I guess that's all I got. I hope.
Do we know supposedly on a not 100% run what the length is? Like 15, 20 hours? Like what is, like, do you have any idea where you're at? Do you think you're about halfway, a third of the way?
Let's see. How long to beat says 17 and a half for the main story, main plus side quest, 28 and a half completion, 46 all styles, 21 and a half average. So I'm
probably
at
like
least
a quarter
halfway.
of the way. You're probably half.
Also, there's a percentage when you look at, like, when you go to the pause menu, not the trackpad thing.
Yeah.
But then I feel like the percentage is different if you go to load your save. I don't know. But I cannot wait for this patch to come out tomorrow because, again, this depending on how this goes the rest of the way, I might end up liking this better than RE4 because this is honestly this is like my prototypical. This is why I was so excited for the first game and why I was a little bit let down. Again, 7.5 or 8 is not a bad game, but like this is Star Wars ZELDA with Uncharted, like, and Dark Souls. Like, it's but it seems like the difficulty balance in this is better done. My main problem with the first one again was like you would be like mowing through enemies on normal, boom, 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 bam, bam, bam. And then you get to this bat boss. It's like, wah! And I died 7 times in a row. And I'm like, I can't even hit this idiot. So I drop it down. Then I beat him in like 3 minutes. I'm like, what? I don't know. This game is at least a 9.
We may very well have like
this could
5,
be the best
10
year
out of
ever.
10
Yeah.
games this year. Like, I could see RE4 being my game of the year. I could see this being game of the year. I could see Zelda. I could see Final Fantasy. Not to mention possible Hades 2, possible Silk Song.
Mario.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about it.
I don't think that's happening.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I may very well have a 10 out of 10 game be like my number 5
4,
game.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be insane.
But yeah, I cannot wait to play more of it. This game is freaking awesome. If for some reason you have not played it yet, please do. Again, the patch is coming tomorrow as we're recording this. So it was yesterday as you're watching this, unless you are a Patron, YouTube, damn it, patreon.com/2player co-op. Sean, you want to get news of the week?
Let's do it.
All right, Sean. The CMA has blocked or hindered whatever the Microsoft acquisition of ABK in the UK. This comes from gamesindustry.biz. The UK's Competition and Markets Authority has announced it's, quote, preventing Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard, quote, over concerns the deal would alter the future of the fast-growing cloud gaming market, end quote. Really? In its statement, so that's ITS, not apostrophe? Isn't it we go back to the whole possessive,
No, it would be ITS if it is.
Okay. The CMA said that Microsoft, quote, failed to effectively address the concerns in the cloud gaming sector. Reacting to the CMA's decision, Microsoft Vice Chair and President Brad Smith said, quote, we remain fully committed to this acquisition and will appeal. The CMA's decision rejects a pragmatic path to address competition concerns and discourages technology innovation and investment in the UK. We have already signed contracts to make Activision Blizzard's popular games available on 150 million more devices. And we remain committed to reinforcing these agreements through regulatory remedies. We're especially disappointed that after lengthy deliberations, this decision appears to reflect a flawed understanding of this market and the way the relevant cloud technology actually works. An Activision Blizzard spokesperson added, quote, the CMA's report contradicts the ambitions of the UK to become an attractive country to build technology businesses. We will work aggressively with Microsoft to reverse this on appeal. The report's conclusions are a disservice to UK citizens who face increasingly dire economic prospects. We will reassess our growth plans for the UK. Global innovators, large and small, will take note that, despite all its rhetoric, the UK is clearly closed for business, end quote. Update. Activision CEO Bobby Kotick has also shared a statement saying that the CMA's decision is, quote, far from the final word, and stating that the deal is, quote, good for competition. Kotick says, alongside Microsoft, we can and will contest this decision, and we've already begun the work to appeal the UK Competition Appeals Tribunal. We're confident in our case because the facts are on our side. This deal is good for competition. No, it's not. The UK hopes to grow its leadership position in technology, and a combined Microsoft Activision would accomplish exactly that. At a time when the fields of machine learning and artificial intelligence are thriving, we know the UK market would benefit from Microsoft's bench strength in both domains, as well as our ability to put those technologies to use immediately. By contrast, if the CMA's decision holds, it would stifle investment, competition, and job creation through the UK gaming industry, end quote. He further added, I'm going to do everything I personally can to advocate for us and help regulators understand the competitive dynamics in our industry, end quote. Update number 2. In its statement, the CMA said its decision to block the deal, quote, comes after Microsoft proposed solution failed to effectively address the concerns in the cloud gaming sector outlined in the CMA provisional findings published in February.
Okay, before we go any further, I just have to say,
yes,
anytime I see the word used in a real whatever, the word tribunal always makes me think of like Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. I'm like, this should not be a real word in today's.
They still have a king and queen. Like,
I mean, yeah, I guess it's because it's the UK, but like tribunal, real. We can just say committee or something. Like,
so my two things on this are as such. So Activision Blizzard King also just yesterday, I think, reported that their Q1 net income was up 87%. That's good for stockholders and all that. Analysts have said that the deal's not done. My thing is like all this time we've been focused on Call of Duty. And now it's like, oh, Activision and Blizzard, man, Call of Duty and like King making Candy Crush, that's going to give a unfair advantage when it comes to cloud gaming to Microsoft. We're out. We're done. Again, at this point, I'm to the point where I have an Xbox that my kids have stolen with Game Pass, so I can buy whatever I can play whatever I want to play. But also, the only thing I really care about is Call of Duty, and I really care about it every like 2 or 3 years. Just give them to Microsoft at this point. Because, excuse me, also if you don't, what are they going to buy next?
Yeah, I would almost rather... I don't... As far as I'm concerned, Microsoft can have all of them. There's nothing I care about there. But, you know, if they buy EA, Capcom, Square Enix, Konami doesn't do anything good. But like the rest of them, like, yeah, I would almost just say, take it. I don't care. I don't want it. But you better keep your hands off of Capcom and Square Enix at least. What again, I don't get, and I really don't care enough to look it up. I'll ask the question. If the UK blocks it, does that just put the kibosh on the whole deal? Like, no. Okay, UK, well, America says it's fine. So now what?
What it probably means is that in the UK, if you have Game Pass, you can't play Call of Duty and Diablo and whatever.
Oh, they just put like regional, like,
yeah. And right now, like Netflix has had Better Call Saul season 6 forever. We just got it in the US, by the way, last week for, you know, Better Call Saul. Like there's regional differences in everything when it comes to streaming. Okay. My thing is like, you're talking about cloud gaming. Why? What? Like, I would say right now, when it comes to streaming, Microsoft is the leader, period. What is Activision, Blizzard, or King doing to enhance that other than having their IP on Microsoft's streaming service? Like, what are we talking about? This is so annoying, and I'm so sick of talking about this. And the fact now, I saw somebody say that there's no way this deal gets done until next year. And I'm like, well, I guess that gives us stuff to talk about on the podcast. But, like, it's so stupid right now.
I'm sick of hearing about it, honestly.
I just want it to be done. Give it to them. Just give it to them and just be done with it. This is so stupid. If they would have said, like, we don't really believe Microsoft that they're going to keep Call of Duty on every platform, no matter what they say. We don't believe them, so that's why. I'd be like, okay, I get that. But the cloud gaming thing is like, what? Do you guys even know anything about video games? The answer is no.
Yeah. I'm kind of sick of hearing about it, and like you, I'm like, they can have it. That's... Of all the people they could... The people, that sounds weird. Of all the companies they could buy... The people. This is one that I'm like, everybody's making such a big deal about it. It's like the first one I would be totally fine. Like, I don't care.
Also, by the way, they bought Bethesda, and now the leaks have come out for reviews of Redfall, and it sucks. Microsoft has nothing. This is why I just want someone to tell me, like, if you could go back 6 years when they announced Game Pass, if they did not do that, I honestly do not think Xbox would be a thing right now. Because
so, shout out to Chris, who posted, I don't remember where it was from, in the Discord, a screenshot of Redfall review that said, good enough for Game Pass. And I'm like, that sums up Game Pass.
What is wrong with
in
Xbox?
A nutshell. Like, yeah. Yeah, it's free. It's not a bad game if you don't pay anything for it.
Well,
but
it's free.
Yeah.
Xbox, you're effing up, as Angry Joe would say. Next up, speaking of acquisitions, Sony has acquired Firewalk Studios, and this comes from Video Games Chronicle. Sony has acquired Washington-based Firewalk Studios. The developer, which was part of independent game company Probably Monsters, was already working in partnership with PlayStation on a yet unannounced multiplayer IP. It will now be fully acquired by the console maker. Quote, "The studio shares our passion for creating inspiring worlds grounded in exceptional gameplay, and we want to continue to invest in their mission," Herman Hulse said. "We're excited for Firewalk to bring their technical and creative expertise to PlayStation Studios to help grow our live service operations and deliver something truly special for gamers." He added, "We're thrilled to expand upon our collaborative relationship with Firewalk Studios and formally welcome them to PlayStation Studios. We've had the privilege of working with Probably Monsters," this sounds so stupid, "and Firewalk for several years, and our teams share the same ambition to create meaningful experiences for gamers. Firewalk's innovative approach to connected storytelling and its commitment to high-quality gameplay continues to exceed our expectations. I think fans will be very pleased when they see what Firewalk has in store for them," end quote. The company, which is yet to release a game, was founded in 2018. Quote, "We started Firewalk Studios in 2018 with this kind of spark at the heart of our games," end quote. Studio head Tony Hsu said in 2021 when the original partnership was announced. Quote, "It's why I used to stay up until 2 a.m. playing Phantasy Star Online night after night with the same group from Server 9. Or how the neighbors who showed up at my NYC apartment to complain about the noise ended up jamming with us in Rock Band instead," end quote. Of the acquisition, SIE President and CEO Jim Ryan said Firewalk Studios is led by a world-class team that is highly experienced and deeply passionate about creating exceptional multiplayer games that foster memorable shared experiences. Firewalk is the 20th studio to join the PlayStation Studios lineup, according to Sony. To me, this was obvious. The fact that they bought Haven after they just helped fund them, and Jade Raymond went there and they're working on tech and all this other stuff, and they're like, we'll buy them. They partnered with Firespray to make one of these 10 live service games that are coming over the next who knows how many years. I will say this. So the studio was founded by veterans of Bungie. That's good.
Yeah.
Destiny's awesome. They're currently working on a AAA multiplayer game for PS5 and PC, and they have around 150 employees. I get how this fits in, but it's nothing that really tickles my fancy.
No, as of right now, I'm like, cool, PlayStation's growing. They're still doing it the right way. They buy small companies and develop them. They don't, and also just
companies that they've helped fund.
Right, yeah. They don't just...
Here's $70 billion!
Yeah. I mean, good for them. I don't really care.
I don't want the future.
I'm hopeful. Maybe they do something cool, but I'm like, right now I'm like, I don't know.
I don't want the future of PlayStation to be these online games.
No.
But I do think these guys probably know what they're doing, and the fact that it's going to be on PS5 and PC is a good sign. But it's not me. Like, again, I love Jedi. I love God of War, Horizon, like Last of Us. These are the games I want to play. This does nothing for me unless it's free to play and I don't have to put any money into it unless I want to.
Yeah.
I'll try it out, whatever. I am so interested to see what the hell Factions ends up being.
If we ever get it.
Colin keeps hoping that it's going to be a co-op single-player game in the Last of Us universe with a lot of multiplayer stuff. If it's that and I can just play it,
that would be awesome.
Yeah. Set in San Francisco is what it seems to be based on the key art that they've released. I cannot wait to see that game, but this, without knowing anything about it or seeing it, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
And we got NPD results for March. I know it's May, but this came out last week. Software results for March. Number 1, Resident Evil 4, followed by Hogwarts Legacy, MLB The Show 23, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, The Last of Us Part 1, FIFA 23, WWE 2K23, Elden Ring, Madden 23, and freaking Mario Kart 8.
Of course.
Year-to-date software looks like this: Hogwarts Legacy, Modern Warfare 2, Resident Evil 4, MLB The Show, Dead Space, Madden 23, FIFA 23, Elden Ring, Last of Us Part 1, and God of War Ragnarok. The fact that Last of Us Part 1, a $70 remake that nobody wanted, its top 10 is crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously, the show came out. That had not MLB. The Last of Us show came out, and that had a lot to do with it. But yeah, when it comes to hardware, the PS5 was number one again in dollars and units sold. Also, the Switch outsold the Series X and S. PS5 is also number one in dollars and units sold year to date.
Good for them.
Time for the wrap up, Sean. Speaking of that, the PS5 is now selling faster than the PS4 did after a strong Q1. They're now at 38 million PS5 sold. Again,
that's insane.
We don't know about anything except Spider-Man, hopefully this year, and Wolverine at some point. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
It's just
But I think that's
inertia.
Yeah, I mean, PlayStation has gotten they've got the reputation that I think people are like, okay, we want to see the games, but
we trust
you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Agreed.
But yeah, show us the games.
Sony says that it may set fiscal sales records of more than 25 million for PS5 sales this year. Currently, the PS1 holds that record at around 25 million.
That would be crazy.
That also gives me hope, though, that like there's something coming.
There has to be.
PSVR 2 is coming to retailers on or around, I will say, May 12th. Obviously, it did not get the launch it wanted. I've honestly kind of thought about selling mine.
Oh, I'm not. I just haven't like.
It's a sunk cost.
I want to go back, but I'm like, I've been playing RE4.
Yeah,
now I'm playing Jedi. Like, there's just so much stuff coming that like, I don't know. Maybe in like July.
Yeah,
I'll start playing it again. But
I just want Alex. If that would make it worth it to me.
Yeah.
We got to get the showcase and they got to announce it.
Yeah.
Nintendo will be at Gamescom this year for their first time since 2019. We are getting a Switch 2, Switch whatever the next console is, we're getting it this fall. They're going to be at Gamescom in September. They're doing their live event in Seattle. We're getting new hardware. We're also getting a Mario announcement, probably with the Switch in March, is my prediction.
Probably, yeah.
Why would you have a live event to play what? Tears of the Kingdom, like 5 months after it came out? What are we doing? Like, it's happening, and I cannot freaking wait. Obviously, it'll be back compat, so that's good. By the way, the voucher, the $100 for 2 games, it works with Tears of the Kingdom. So you can get Tears of the Kingdom basically for $50, and you just got to buy one more game.
What else am I going to buy?
I don't know.
Mario eventually? Does it ever expire?
No.
Well, then, yeah, I'm sure eventually I'll buy a second Switch game.
Well, it's one of those games. It's one of those games where I want to have it physical, but I'm like, but if I can get $20 off, in theory, I'll just do that. PS5 Final Fantasy 16 bundle is releasing on June 22nd. THQ Nordic is doing a digital showcase on August 11th. There will be world premieres and updates on announced titles. We have to get a release date for AEW, right?
I would hope so. I mean, that's 3 months from now. I would hope we have one before then.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at this point, like they've said, they're going to take their time. They want it to be perfect, whatever. But
yeah.
In random news, Atari has acquired more than 100 titles from the 80s and 90s that include Bubsy, Hardball, 1942, and others. Do you remember Hardball? Kind of. I think it was like a Tengen baseball game.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Vince Zampella, this hit me in the heart, says he would, quote, love to see Titanfall 3 happen, but nothing is currently happening. He was like, I don't want to say anything because I know everybody's going to go crazy, but I would love to see it. I'm like, yeah, so would I, because Titanfall 2 was freaking awesome. You should seriously, I know you don't like FPSs, but like I said months ago when I played it, you should download this. It's a 5-6 hour campaign, and it's freaking awesome. And when you get to that one part where everything changes, it's mind-blowing, even 7 years later. It's that freaking good. Like, when you get bored, play this freaking game. It's so good.
Yeah.
Mega Man Battle Network Collection has now sold over 1 million copies. Dead Island 2 sold over 1 million in 3 days. Flashback 2 got a gameplay trailer, and it's out in November. Sean.
I don't know how I feel.
This
about
is not flashback.
No.
This is like it's like beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop.
I just want
Side scrolling.
honestly the flashback remake, whatever that they did on Xbox a while ago.
Yeah.
I kind of that's what I was looking for.
Right.
I wanted it to look like that. New game, but like just give me
But I
side
want it to
scrolling.
play like that.
Yes.
More than anything. Like, it can look good and whatever, but like the fact that it switches from side scrolling to 3D and you're just like, you go from like flashback to fade to black, and this is way more action focused than even Fade to Black was, I'm pretty sure.
It looks like it, yeah.
It's a shoot 'em up, and that's not what flashback is. I will buy it, I will play it, but I'm not anticipating this being my game of the year at this point.
No.
Armored Core 6, The Fires of Rubicon. Got a gameplay trailer, and it's out August 25th.
All right. Let me see that. Did you see this thing on Twitter?
This?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know how true it is, but there's these pictures. I think they're Japanese people. That I don't know if it was the last Armored Core, some previous Armored Core game.
They play it backwards?
They play it backwards. So that they, and I don't know what it is, so they can have like multiple fingers on like these buttons, like they're playing it like this with the controller backwards or something. I gotta see if I can find
What do you
it.
do with your freaking thumbs?
I don't know. Let me see if I can find this. I don't really know anything about this game.
Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah.
To me, it's like, it's not for me. I cannot understand what the hell I'm doing.
I don't think this is the picture I saw, but same idea.
Why?
I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. I don't know anything about this game, so I don't know what the advantage. I mean, I get the advantage, so you can, but like,
But how
left
do
is
you-
right and right is left, and like
But
the left
also-
stick is the right stick, and like
Do they use the sticks or no?
he's got his ring fingers on the sticks. So I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why this game could be. I'm sure this is like professional Armored Core. I don't think
Right.
that's just
Right.
the standard way to play it, but I couldn't believe that when I saw it.
Looks cool, not for me. Also, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk has finally got a release date of August 18th on Switch and PC. Switch Online, the expansion pass, is getting updates to the Genesis, including Street Fighter II Special Champion Edition, Kid Chameleon, Pulse Man, and Flicky. Xbox games with gold for May are Star Wars Episode 1 Racer and a game called Hoa or Ho.
I think it's Hoa.
Could be Ho. Humanity, the weird puzzle game where there's like all these it's like a Lemmings game, is coming out day one on PS Plus Extra. I think it's May 16th, but don't quote me. And the PS Plus Essentials collection for May were leaked and then confirmed to be Grid Legends, Chivalry 2, and Descenders, which is a BMX racing game. I guess PlayStation wins, but this is just...
It's not good.
It's bad. And again, if you include PS Plus Extra with Humanity, then obviously they win. But
yeah.
I mean, I'll play it. Also, I want to play Chaya.
Oh, that looks kind of cool.
I downloaded it, but I haven't played it yet. But that's also on PS Plus Extra. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for episode 319. Thank y'all so much for being here. We will be back next week. Hopefully, we will have beaten Jedi Survivor. But until that time, Schwan, go ahead and take us out.
Thank you for playing.